Tremors is a 1990 American monster horror comedy directed by Ron Underwood and is produced by Brent Maddock and S.S. Wilson and written by Maddock, Wilson and Underwood. Tremors was released by Universal Pictures and stars Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Finn Carter, Michael Gross and Reba McEntire. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoy the video right at the end, and also hit the bell button so you never miss a video from the channel. In Tremors we meet Valentine McKee, played by Kevin Bacon, alongside his best friend Earl Bassett, who is played by Fred Ward, who are two well-known handymen in a small town named Perfection in Nevada. They both have dreams of making it big, but their goals always seem out of reach. Just when they decide to finally leave town, the sudden discovery of dead bodies, both human and animal, ends their dream of leaving town, along with the main road that leads out of town, which has been unfortunately completely blocked by some large boulders. While on the other side of town we meet Rhonda, who is played by Finn Carter, who is studying some strange seismic activity and who also helps Valentine and Earl come to terms with the fact that both the deaths and the strange vibrations in the ground are all connected. Well, it actually turns out to be the work of giant 30-foot worms, 4 of them to be exact, and they trap the townspeople of Perfection in their homes. This is where we get to meet some of the other characters around town who are all trapped and are dependent on Valentine and Earl to help them escape. The rest of the movie then becomes a desperate scramble for the townsfolk to outsmart the giant worms and get out of town with their lives. The first thing that you might notice about Tremors is how it's inspired by 1950s monster flicks. The great thing is that Tremors plays more like a comedy, preferring laughs over scares, which I feel was the right decision, as if it had took itself too seriously, I don't think it would have worked out as well as it did. The comedy works well as the result of the funny dialogue and some new twists on the monster movie genre. But it's the great chemistry between Bacon and Ward that really brings out the humour of the film. Playing best friends who are always trying to outsmart each other, it was their performances that kept the film running along so nicely, especially when the monsters weren't on the screen. I always wanted to see these two in another film together, but it never actually materialised. Even in the sequel Tremors 2, which sadly only Fred Ward would appear in. Alongside the comedy is the action, and there is loads of fun to be had here. Director Ron Underwood gives the film a lightning pace, and the 95 minutes or so runtime just seemed to fly by. The fun action consists of a lot of running away from the worms and get off the ground moments. For the last 45 minutes, Tremors is full of non-stop excitement, and it's nice to see that the action never gets boring throughout the movie. Tremors isn't scary or frightening at all, but it's the suspense and thrills along with a great cast that will win you over. It's also nice to see that Tremors is not particularly gory or full of dumb violence. As you guys know by now, I love me some gore and violence, but only when it fits the style and tone of a certain film. Here though, it wouldn't have been welcome, as it's a light-hearted feel-good comedy that makes Tremors so much fun. And it's because of this that the movie easily reaches out to a larger amount of viewers, making it a movie that's just as accessible for fans of comedies as it is for action and horror lovers. The movie is only rated 15, but there are still a couple of semi-gruesome deaths, but there's nothing there that's going to keep you up at night. As for the special effects, well, they are real fun, with the worms as the film's main showpiece here. Thankfully, there's no overuse of CGI, and the worms are actually well rendered and look very convincing. But I must say, it was strange to see how the worms didn't turn out to look like the one on the video box cover or the movie posters, which I thought looked way scarier. What was really amazing was how the director managed to pull off many scenes of the creatures popping out from underground. From what I have read, the budget for the movie was around 11 million, but I'm sure a lot of that went towards bringing the huge worms to life. I also really loved the worm point of view shots, especially the ones that show the worms tunneling under the ground, and they really truly looked awesome. But it's not just the action and the laughs that put this film above so many other movies of its genre. It's the characters here that makes the film as highly entertaining as it is. As I said before, Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward's chemistry is so natural here, and they deliver some of the best moments of the film. It's actually a shame that Ward never reached the same heights of stardom as Bacon, as he sure had the charisma and acting skills for it. Finn Carter as Rhonda also does a fine job. It's also a little strange that her career hasn't gone far since this either. She and Bacon also have some nice chemistry, which adds a small but cute romance side story to the film. The other obvious standouts are Michael Gross and Reba McEntire as the gun-loving married couple. Their performances are loads of fun, and there's a standout scene involving the two of them trying to kill one of the giant worms in their basement where they store their insane gun collection. And for me, this was definitely my favourite scene of the film. Tremors wasn't much of a box office success, but has gone on to have a strong life on DVD and a very big cult following, to the point where it has even inspired other goofy creature films such as Anaconda, Lake Placid, Deep Blue Sea and Deep Rising. None of them are as good as Tremors in my eyes because maybe the characters weren't as likeable and memorable, thus leaving this film as the one all future monster comedies films would be compared to. Tremors went on to have 5 more sequels, none of which reached the heights of the original, and it even went on to have a Tremors TV show in 2003 with Kevin Bacon actually returning. But the show was cancelled after only 13 episodes due to the lack of interest. So guys, if you have yet to see Tremors and you love monster movies, then this is without a doubt a must-see. And in the comments below, tell me if you've seen Tremors, and if so, what are your thoughts? And I will see you on the next Joe Cobra video. All the best guys, and bye bye.